Hi guys, this is Hero, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing how to sleep better or how to deal with insomnia. So the first thing we need to identify is why insomnia or sleeping issues are caused. So the root cause is that the brain is too active. Now, sleeping is not something that you actively do, like exercising or work or something like that. It's actively doing, but sleeping is something that you kind of have to rest into. It's kind of like how developing feelings or something like that, it's not really something you do, it's just kind of something that happens. But however, sleeping is prevented if the brain is too active. And you'll be able to know if you're having sleeping problems from more of a spiritual perspective, if you're constantly overthinking, or you would identify yourself or you think of yourself as somewhat lethargic in your day-to-day life. Now, it's really simple. There's really only one root cause. The main things that I'm going to focus on in this video is the things to stop and the things to do. Because once you stop these things and do these things, as well as some other things that I'll probably tie in, your brain activity will slowly get down and down and down as it becomes time to go to sleep, and your sleeping will become hopefully a little bit better. So the main things to stop, so the first one is screen time. So screen time, whether it be on your phone, your computer, your TV. Now, I know a lot of us work or go to school and you're forced to be on some kind of laptop or some kind of device to get your work done. That's fine. But any unnecessary screen time like shows or any videos, a lot of these shows and videos on Netflix and stuff like that, they are really stirring up your brain activity. So, and everything when it comes to nature is gradual. So if your brain activity gets so spiked, especially with a lot of late night movies and stuff like that, it's gonna take a while for that brain activity to die down. Now, every once in a while, yeah, it's okay, but you keep doing that over and over and over again, your brain activity at nighttime, your body's gonna kind of have it accustomed so that it's gonna stay high at night, and it's gonna be a lot harder to fall asleep. And also during the day is no different. So you have, if your screen time is particularly high, that brain activity is gonna be also through the roof. So when it comes to nighttime, your brain might be too active, which is also causing these your sleeping problems. And also, this is kind of a side effect, but you could also develop anxiety about your insomnia, which will further increase the brain activity, which will make things worse. So it's all kind of tied in together. I did make a video on anxiety, so you might want to check that out if you want to know how to deal with that. Because if you're having anxiety about your insomnia, that's a whole different issue. So a lot of these issues are kind of tied together, but just basing it off of insomnia, reducing screen time is going to help. And like I said, everything in nature takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. If you have sleeping issues, you're kind of going to want to stop these things and start doing these things, and over time you slowly notice at nighttime it's a little bit easier to fall asleep. So, but the number one thing to definitely stop doing is screen time. Secondly, I would recommend to stop taking substances. So alcohol or any drugs, if you're relying on them to fall asleep at night, and I'm not talking about pharmaceutical drugs, that's a different topic, but I'm talking about more recreational drugs. If you take any of those to fall asleep, what's gonna happen is your body's gonna rely on that over time to fall asleep. So if you're sober and you're falling asleep, it's not gonna know what to do. It's constantly, it's not on a day-to-day basis, it's not releasing the chemicals that it should be to fall asleep because it's relying on the alcohol or whatever drugs to fall asleep. So on a day-to-day basis, your body's gonna produce less of the hormones and stuff to fall asleep at nighttime. So in order to get that kind of back in balance, I would stop taking any substances or drink, or kind of limit your alcohol drinking, especially if it's kind of on a day-to-day basis or a very frequent basis. You're drinking at nighttime and falling asleep afterwards. Third thing to stop is drama and gossip. So just like kind of how screen time stirs up your brain activity, you getting all invested in a show or a video, when you involve yourself in any unnecessary gossip or drama, your brain activity is going through the roof. And also this is worse because it's usually something to do with your real life, which your anxiety, if you have anxiety, balloons up times 10 or times 100 because like I said, it's tying into a point I made in the anxiety video where you're judging others, you're judging yourself more. So at nighttime, instead of sleeping, you're just judging others and judging yourself, which is further making your sleep problems worse. And I'm gonna dive deeper into this, some of these topics in further videos, but this is just kind of just like a higher level on how to get started. Things to do. The first one is gonna be, that I'm gonna touch, is meditation, or just slowing down in general in life. So meditation or slowing down in general, just taking a deep breath and accepting your thoughts. It's basically gonna prevent your brain from going into a frenzy, and it's gonna overall throughout the day keep your brain activity a little bit lower, which should help your sleeping problems. Another thing we're gonna do is eat healthier. When we eat healthier, your brain has to spend less energy on digesting and kind of dealing with the trauma of some of these unhealthy foods. Like if you eat a lot of fast food and stuff, it's basically a huge shock to your body. You're basically kind of putting something that your body really doesn't want in there, and it's taking a lot of energy to deal with that. So that happens, your brain activity is getting stirred up. So I'd also recommend that. Another thing I would do is physical energy flow. So obviously your brain, when it's sleeping, its activity is real low, and throughout the day it's real high. So throughout the day you want to have sort of more positive activities to be doing to kind of stimulate your brain, but activities that will also allow your brain activity to go down at night. So that would be, going to the gym, or playing sports, or yoga, or something healthy throughout the day. That's, yes, it's going to stimulate your brain, but it's not like TV or gossiping where at night it's still going to have you, whether consciously you recognize it, or it's definitely going to happen at a subconscious level where it's going to stir up your brain and perpetuate your sleeping problems. So definitely find some kind of fruitful activities to get the physical body, your energy flowing throughout your body so that it's not stuck up in your brain. So this was my perspective on how to sleep better. Again, if you have any questions or anything like that, please feel free to let me know. And remember, the root cause for this is that your brain is too active. So even if I don't have something on this list, anything that will help your brain activity at nighttime go down is probably a plus, or anything that will healthily stimulate your brain throughout the day is also a plus, because it'll allow your brain to sink down to its natural lower levels at nighttime to fall asleep. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys next time.